Hey everyone, it's me again. Sorry, don't really feel that great. I'm at a hotel down in Cincinnati, and it's been a great weekend. But woke up today, I got a headache, and it's slow rolling. Anyway, I wanted to share again, everyone. This is my process, right? And I want everyone to kind of follow along with me as I go through this, and you can follow along with my process if you want to copy it and start your own side hustle selling journey. And so again, this is one of those Menards flash sale, and this is the process I typically go through. And one of the first things I look at again is just what they look at as far as what it's selling elsewhere. And one of the big things, and we've had success selling mattress pads in the past. And so you can see here, if we can buy these mattress pads on sale with our 11% rebate. So the first thing I do is, again, we're going to pop open this link into Chrome. So I'm going to jump over here into Chrome. And if I look at the entire, again, that brings up, oh, this is super cool. Look at this. I'd buy that just for fun. Look at that thing. That's super cool. Anyway, so we're gonna go ahead and look at some of these. Oh, we've also sold hangers in the past, so we'll look at that too. Um, Man, I could use a nice hoodie. $5 for a hoodie? Man, that's pretty rad. Anyway, so let's go ahead and find that mattress pad. Here we go. This is that Twin XL. See, I don't know if that size sells as as often as we'd like. So we're gonna make sure that we can find it here. This is probably a good photo to see if we can find that quickly and easily on Amazon. I'm gonna go ahead and right click on that. Let's go ahead and search this photo on Google Lens. So I find it a couple different places here. Bear Home, haha. Here it is on Amazon, $27. Let's go and look at this. Pop this open on Amazon. You can see again variations. Here's the full size. So we're gonna go to Twin XL. $23, but we're still getting pretty good margin there. And again, we would put our price into SellerAmp right over here. If I zoom in here, you can see that. Um, let's see. How this working? I don't know if I do. What did I do? Did I do this one? Oh, this. Oh, so we got. Um, I don't know if it records that when I zoom in. Anyway, so we're gonna go here. Let's scroll down a little bit. First thing I look at, again, how many others are selling this particular one. Oh, we only have two other sellers, which is great. Um, Both of them do have quite a few in stock. One is doing FBM, which is what we would probably do for this particular product. Although, man, it does have a good margin. We could send it in to FBA with greater chance on getting the buy box as well as offering Prime, Amazon Prime shipping. Now there's a lot of variation, right? Look at all these variations they're selling, different colors, different sizes. This is one of the challenges too when you're selling stuff like shoes. Some people had, earlier a few years ago, people were selling a lot of Nike, New Balance, some other shoes, but it was really, really hard because again, there was so many variations, so many sizes, that type of thing. But so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this tool with their new review percent check, and this gives you an idea of what variation is selling the most based on review count. Again, we're not doing specific analytics on what variation is selling. I don't know if Amazon doesn't provide an API for that. I don't know why it's so challenging, but I'm going to go ahead and click the check button. It's going to bring up a chart and show us after it does this. There we go. So again, this is what we found last time when we were selling mattress pads. Queen dominates, just absolutely dominates how many they're selling. So with 50% of all of the out of all the variations. So it looks like Twin XL, wow, only 10%, right? What says here, one review, 10% of everything sold. Um, And you can see here the lists here. So it is fourth in the list at 10%. I don't know. Do we want to take that gamble, right? Like, are we going to be able to sell enough? Well, let's see how many in total they're selling, right? We go up here. Well, 50 a month isn't bad, right? We could make a decent profit. Again, we're not looking to make $1 million right now. We're just doing just as a side hustle, right? So the next thing I would do, jump down here and look at eligibility. Ah, mother trucker. We're restricted. So to go through that process, we'd go ahead and click on manual ungate, and this pops open our Seller Central account. Again, we're logged in with our Seller Central account. I'm going to request approval, and see, this brings up that seller application brand again. Now we could attempt to get approved for this brand, and how we did that last time, like what I was telling you, we can go to Menards and get our special order contract for these, um, and submit it for approval and see if we get approved. Um, so we could try it. I'm wondering what brand is this? Does it tell me here? Let's see. Uh, Sometimes it'll actually have right here in the description what the brand is, but I don't see. Yeah, I'd have to get the box to kind of see what the brand is. Um, so we might try to get an approval, um, to see, just because the margin is so good. Um, Again, this is actually relatively easy to ship. You know, it's only 3 pounds. We shipped all the other mattress pads that we were selling because it was a nice, easy, convenient shipping process as well. So we're gonna go ahead and, I might add this to our restock list just so I can research that. Oops, or research list, so I can see if we get approved. Let's go ahead and look at the next product on the list, and we're going to jump back here to this full list again. Let's see, cocktail shaker. Again, we've had some success there. Right now, we're selling that whiskey set that you may have seen in another video. We have sold a few of those. Since I'm traveling right now, what I've done, and I can probably show you that. Let's do that. Let's log into our Amazon seller account. And again, I'm not going to gatekeep and show you like how to do all this stuff. So we're gonna go ahead and jump into our Amazon seller account by going back here. Oops. And then once we're in our, there we go, in our seller account, let's go ahead and jump into a product. For instance, here is this whiskey set that we're selling, this bartender set. And if I go here into the edit, I'm going to edit this listing. I want to show you this. You can see I just edited that just because I was getting a one-time code and I didn't want to like it sometimes delays, takes a long time. So what I've did, because I'm traveling, what I've did, that was bad grammar. What I've done, because I'm traveling on the Amazon listing for all of my in-stock inventory, I actually went here and you can see here I changed my handling time to 5 days. This means that all my orders that I get in, I won't have to ship them until, you know, 5 days. I usually do that like a day after, right? So I have another day to like wiggle room if my flight gets delayed or something. But yeah, so handling time, that gives me a little bit of time. I don't have to fill the orders that day. Normally, again, since I'm going to be traveling back home today, I'll be there. I would change this back to 0 handling time. And that's important because on the listing page, you'll see, I have to show you that. Let's go ahead and view this on Amazon. And it'll actually show you, like for instance, see this? That that will give you information around what date right? So when it arrives, this isn't my listing. This is actually sold by Mixology. Um, that's unfortunate. It's being sold by the same brand that I'm selling, so they can really control that pricing. So we've sold a few of them. You know, again, we're kind of sharing that buy box, but it does get challenging because the brand holder is selling this. Again, they're letting other sellers sell as well. But the thing is, they can control that buy box because they can truly change this price to whatever makes sense to them based on their margins. And this happens from time to time as well. So, and that's one of the things you can look at, who's selling it when you're doing the analysis of a product. So, for instance, um, if I go back here, I can actually look at, like, let's just find a product here. Sometimes you can actually see, I mean, obviously not an Amazon Basics brand. I would never compete with them directly. I don't know. I'm trying to find a brand that we recognize. Um, I don't really see a brand that I recognize. These are all sponsored listing. But yeah, if you look into a brand and then when you're looking at the analysis using SellerAmp, you scroll down to the bottom here, and then you're gonna see who's selling it. Well, this one only one is selling, most likely because it's being sold by the brand holder. Yeah, Utopia Deals is the seller. Well, the brand is Utopia, so they're probably again controlling that because they're limiting who can sell that particular brand. And again, we'll go in more into that if when we come across it with our own listings and that type of thing. Hopefully that made sense. I know I was kind of, my brain's still kind of fuzzy because it's been a kind of crazy day. Let's just run back here and see. Um, I don't see anything else really jumping out to me. And again, these are really quick things you can do every morning, right? It just takes, you know, a few minutes just to really quickly see if something would cash flow, and then you run in. I've actually looked at this Happy Kit in the past, and again, we're restricted to sell these Happy Kits. I've always been curious about these round blankets, but the problem is on Amazon is there's like hundreds of sellers and almost thousands of different, because you can get these from China made super inexpensively, right? And so it's just really hard to sell these type of products because there's just the competition is crazy. All right, we'll be back next time. Again, please like, subscribe, go ahead and hit that bell. Make sure you get notified whenever we start to post another video. And we're going to be doing this as much as we can.